I live in Barbados in a pleasant neighborhood. And I got this confused neighbor and she my face hard like what? Hey guys, it's me, Chef Glam, and I was throwing some shade. So yes, I said better than Chefette, and I know that that might be clickbait, but it's true. We're gonna do a better than Chefette barbecue chicken sandwich today. So if you want to see how I make it, stay tuned. And I could have made it more fancy, but I'm trying to make sure that you can make it at home too. Blessings. Okay, so to start, you're going to have to do some prep. So here we have one of my black sesame seed buns. I had a couple of them in the freezer. You can just use a normal sesame seed bun. Eventually I will do some bread recipes then, but this is a sweet bun, and it's don't use salt bread unless it's all you have, because salt bread is a bit dense. You want a lighter bun. Fresh and light is very nice, right? This one I had it frozen, but it's coming back to temp now, and I'm going to toast it. Alright, then I've got some lettuce here, some tomatoes, some onions. That's all I remember really in the Chefette sandwich. And I've got a couple of pickles here that I'm going to be using as well. On the other side, I've got a chicken breast. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to prep this. Then also, we're going to be making the sauce. So normally the sandwich just has a mayonnaise, because the Chefette barbecue chicken breast sandwich is actually a grilled chicken sandwich. I don't remember it having a big barbecue smoky flavor or anything like that. It's more a grilled chicken sandwich, but never mind that. There they say barbecue, so okay, I can barbecue. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to make some spicy mayo with those who follow me would know in my story I had made some wiri pepper and garlic, a condiment like a paste, and I'm going to be making a spicy mayo with that. Then we've got some regular barbecue sauce, something that you should have access to. I'm not going to make you make the sauce. It's not necessary for the sandwich. Because I have it, I'm using adobo. You could use garlic salt. And also, of course, my star seasoning that I showed you how to make on this very channel. If you do not have this, you could do this chicken with salt and pepper, a little fresh garlic. It will still come out. But if you have the Bajan seasoning, let's next level this thing up. Let's go. Let's start cooking. Okay guys, so I have a chicken breast here. I cut this off the chicken myself. I had a really big chicken, so I saved back a breast, and I decided I was going to make a sandwich for you with it. What you want to do here, in order to impart more flavor, rather than using this as thick as it is, right, is we're going to put our hands a little bit flat, and we're leaving the skin on her, and we're going to cut this in half so that it has a heart shape. See? Sweet little heart shape. Now if you want it to be falling all the way out of the bread, you can leave it just like this. For my purposes, I'm going to cut it. So now we've got 2 pieces of chicken breast. And you could even cut it further down if you wanted. Let me rinse off my hands. So now first, we're going to be hitting this with some fresh ground black pepper. It makes a difference when it's fresh. But if you don't have it, you use the normal one. But trust me, this one has a little bit more of a lemony brightness to it that doesn't exist in the one that's in the packet pre-ground already. We're going to also be putting some adobo. As I said to you, if you have garlic salt, that can also work. Now for some people this is already well seasoned. For some people this is 11, 12, 15 herbs and spices, because they put this here. But not for us Caribbean people. We like things to actually have a lot of fresh herbs and really taste good. So I can get a little spoon here, not a lot, of my Bajan seasoning. And the thing about this Bajan seasoning recipe, as I had explained when I did it, you could put more or less herbs in it. You have a lot of flexibility. The point of the matter is to think about the flavors you want to impart and then impart them. For me, what I like to do is I like to have fresh herbs in things, and I like to get my hands in there. I wash my hands and I get them in there. People will say, oh, you go on acrylic or whatever, blah, 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 and be cooking in acrylic appliances. I don't bother with that. It's about making sure your hands are clean and getting them in there. So let's go. So when we season this now, a normal person would just rub that on, right? But check what I'm going to do. And this is also going to tenderize the breast. Not that it necessarily needs it, but I'm just going to tenderize it a little bit, move back that skin a little bit, and create some little lines here with my knife, right? Can even crisscross a little bit. And this is just a way to get some more flavor in here, right? People often say that chicken breast is bland. If you do your chicken breast like this, even if you only grill it like how I'm going to show you to do it right now, it will be fine. And I should have probably done that before I put the seasoning on, but no worries. You're going to get that seasoning, as we would say, down in there. every corner, and still not too much seasoning because you don't want to be overpowering with the seasoning. But you see how it's going to go into the grooves a little bit? That's going to improve the quality of the sandwich. It just takes a couple seconds and you can make a big difference. We take off a little bit. Okay, so what we do now is we're going to stretch the skin out so that the skin can hit the pan and get crisped up. And now we're going to just leave this to marinate for a few minutes while we go and prepare our pan. Easy so. Alright, so to prepare our pan, this is a grill pan. Now of course if you've got a grill, but that would be a lot of stress right now. So we just heat up the grill pan. I'm only making one sandwich. See, when you're making a lot, you turn on a big grill, but for this little thing, we just do it in the grill pan. And we're just going to get the pan nice and hot. How do you know when the pan is hot? You can probably put your hand about here. Right now I can still tell it's warming up. It's not hot yet. And then you can also look at how the oil runs. If the oil is running really quickly, you can see that the pan is hot. Into this pan, skin side down, we've got our chicken here. Hear that sizzle? You know it's hot. Good to go. Alright, so the chicken is going to take 3 to 4 minutes per side, which gave me time to wash my board. I've got a fresh clean board here, a fresh clean spoon here, and now I'm going to be making my mayo. Now I love to save jars, as you would have seen from my first video. Here is a jar that I saved. It's a glass jar, and I'm going to be making a spicy mayo. So to the jar, I'm going to be adding a spoon of this garlic and pepper paste. If you don't have it, you're going to want to get about 2 cloves of garlic and grate them, and then you're going to get about 2 riri peppers, and you're going to be putting them in there. So about a tablespoon, I would say. This paste, I made it with garlic, riri peppers, and a little bit of oil. Alright? Then now to that, we're going to be adding some mayonnaise. If you know that you can't take the heat, why don't you stay out of the kitchen? You don't have to make spicy mayo. You can make garlic mayo with just the garlic. Or you can leave your mayonnaise plain, because once you have a good quality mayonnaise, it will be just fine. Alright? To carry the same flavors through the entire dish, I'll add a little bit of my seasoning. I don't want to dirty up the spoon. So add a little bit of the seasoning. Remember, when you make fresh seasoning with the fresh herbs, you can do this. If the seasoning had a lot of vinegar or anything like that, it will completely spoil the flavor. I can tell by my nose that our chicken needs to be checked. So let's go check it. Alright, let's look at it. Ooh. See, and how do we know that it's good? You want the skin to get like this, nice and dark, get some little crisp on it. I'm doing it like Chefette. A lot of people, they take the skin off the chicken. Chefette doesn't do that. Alright, so we've got a couple more minutes. Let's go stir our mayo. And that's one good thing that you can do when you're cooking, is to think about the flavors you use and carry them through so that they can be stronger and more flavorful. So we're going to put back the black pepper in here as well. Another cool addition to this sandwich, you could add some plantains. You could add some mango chutney. You can do all kinds of things, but you know what? They're not going to make the sandwich better. They're just going to make the sandwich different, right? So this one we do it with a spicy mayo. Give the sandwich little vibes. The mayonnaise already has salt, so I don't believe we will need salt here. And I'll leave the spoon in here because I can just use it to spread across the bread. Let's taste it. It's good. Okay, so I've just smelled it. I can tell that the chicken is done. So as I said, about 3 minutes per side. If you are not like me and have a super nose, you can look at it as well and see it's done. But if you're scared that the middle is not done, all you have to do is stick it with a small knife. You can pull it, but actually, right here looks a little translucent under the skin. I'm going to turn this side back around on this one. You can stick it with a small knife to see if the juices inside are clear or if the meat inside has any pink on it. Because that one looks a little translucent, I'm going to leave it here in the pot. The pot is off, by the way. The pan is off. But what I'm going to do is just leave it in the pan Rest this one on top of it to keep warm, and so this one doesn't lose any more moisture. And let the residual heat just heat through the chicken. What's going to happen when you do that is the chicken is not going to overcook because the pan is off. Also, the juices, you want to let it rest a little bit. So it's going to rest here in the pan for a minute, and then we're going to just finish by stirring our sauce. Okay, so I tasted it a minute ago, and it tastes very good. It's similar to tartar sauce. You could add some lemon juice to this, then it would go very well with fish and so on. This can go with fish. This can go with meats. This is a very good condiment. Let's assemble our chicken breast sandwich, our Better Than Chefette. How she could say better? How she could say it better than Chefette? How she could say it better than Chefette? Is my opinion. Better Than Chefette chicken breast sandwich. Let me go. Alright, so see our chicken here. It was resting for a couple minutes. You can tell it starts to get this little dark juice coming out the side there. The only problem with that is that it makes the skin a little bit softer, but that don't matter. When it goes in the bread, it's going to eat well. I'm gonna just spread the oil back over it again, over the pan again like that, because I want to toast my bread in this same pan that the chicken was in, and we're gonna put the chicken one side. So our stove is at a high heat, and it still has some oil in here. And we're just going to toast this bread for a few seconds. You have to make sure the chicken is fully cooked. You don't want to transfer any bacteria from raw chicken onto the bread. But the chicken was fully cooked a while now, so it should be just fine. And let's see if we can get a little bit of grill marks. I don't know if we'll get them, but we can try. Okay, so we've got our warm toasted bun. A little bit of oil gives it some moisture, but we're going to add our own with the spicy mayo. I'll do one side of the spicy mayo plain, and then I'm going to do just a little bit more on the other side. I don't want to overdo it. But remember, we said it's an actual barbecue sandwich. We're going to be putting some of our barbecue sauce, and not too much, because after I put all these herbs and all these flavors in there, I don't want nothing to overpower that. So I'm putting a few drops of regular barbecue sauce to add a little smokiness to the sandwich. Now we're going to put our lettuce at the bottom. We've got our tomato slices. We've got our pickles. And we've got our onions. So you see, if you want to make several of these sandwiches, it's all in the prep. Just do all the lettuce, the tomato, and the onions and everything first. Do all your prep, and then make your mayonnaise, and then you can make as many sandwiches as you want, and you can save a lot of money. And then if this was Chefette, the chicken breast would probably be this big, but as you can see, it was one chicken breast I cut in two, but I used it all two. Look out on the board. Show them how juicy it is. Look at how juicy that chicken is. And you're gonna put another piece here. How you like ma? Looking real sexy and fine, but I don't want that juice running my thing. 1 second here. I had to move that chicken off of the board bowl, because that board trying to make my bread get wet. I don't want no wet bread. Look at that. Now tell me something. This isn't worth money? This gotta be worth some money, man. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna put some more information about myself at the end of this video, because I've not remembered to do that. I'm getting the hang of this thing, but look at that. And then because it's so nice and cut up, all of the flavors are going to be in between the breast as well as on the outside. I'm excited about this Better Than Chefette chicken breast sandwich, aren't you? I hope that you subscribe. Thank you. Click the notification bell and look out for more from Chef Lamb here. Love ya. Oh Lord, it's so juicy. Never, 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 never let me alone.